Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right? You know who said?
What's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh.
You know?
Sounds rough, man.
Well, it's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala. Too.
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, like all in.
Yes. It's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend. and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion.
Joe Rogan, Terrence Howard, and Katt Williams just went off on some wild allegations tied to Diddy, and now Elon Musk is jumping in warning white celebs trying to escape the fallout. Just to be clear, all of this is based on speculation and online chatter. Reports from the prison where Diddy's being held suggest he might flip to save himself, and sources claim he's ready to name names. One name that shocked everyone? Steve Harvey. According to Katt Williams, Steve allegedly fled the country as soon as Diddy got indicted. He even scrubbed his socials, including a 2017 tweet praising Diddy. People are now digging into Diddy, especially that vacation in Italy with Lori Harvey, who dated Diddy after dumping even more disturbing white nail polish, which Cassie said was part of Diddy's alleged dark rituals. With Meek Mill going quiet too, folks think Diddy's secrets are about to explode.
That video of Meek in the pool, Diddy calling him daddy and saying he loved him, yeah, it don't look like a joke no more. It aged bad.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
When Diddy's case was heating up and lawsuits were flying, Meek Mill quietly vanished. At the same time of Diddy's accusers claimed Diddy was bending Meek and offering deals in return. As these accusations surfaced, Meek jetted off to Africa and started posting cryptic tweets. One tweet even offered $100K to anyone who could tell him who's trying to link him to Diddy. But the internet wasn't buying it. People think Meek's just running damage control, especially with rumors that federal agents might have footage connecting him to Diddy. If that's true, it's only a matter of time before it comes out in court Meek's acting clueless, but folks aren't fooled. And it's not just him. Usher is reportedly panicking too. He's been close to Diddy since he was 13 back, when he joined what insiders called Flavor Camp Gene Deal. Diddy's former bodyguard even claimed Diddy once sent Usher to the hospital bleeding from an undisclosed area.
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, what happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing something, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when people say, yo, man, I don't F with them, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the, and that's what was said. I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard, and that's what happened. So, and just to hear this, and this new thing where they saying that they got kids coming forward and said that he did that, man, that shit is crazy. And like I just said, you know, that's just something that I heard.
That is merely what I have heard. And if you thought that was enough, there's that old Diddy interview with Kevin Hart. Diddy makes fun of waking up in bed with Usher when they were younger in it. People laughed it off at the time. But now that everything has come to light, no one is laughing. Usher would better call his legal team immediately if he becomes involved in any of it.
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older.
Then there's Jay-Z. He and Diddy have been close for years. Business deals, elite parties, the whole nine. But things get shady when you bring up Kathy White. Word is she was Jay's mistress and allegedly passed away after getting pregnant by him. It's always been a quiet rumor, but now people are saying Diddy might have dirt on it. Maybe even tapes. And that's not the only situation dragging Jay's name into the mud. Remember that lawsuit from a few months back? An unnamed woman accused both Diddy and Jay-Z of SA at a high-profile NYC party right after the 2000 VMAs. But once things hit the courtroom, the story started falling apart. The woman claimed her dad picked her up after the incident, but he testified he didn't remember it. She also said she saw Benji Madden there, but he said he wasn't even in New York. The case got tossed, but the buzz didn't stop. Jaguar Wright went off calling Jay the devil, her words. If Diddy has proof tying Jay to those freak-offs, it's game over.
I have 3 right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious. Just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about with him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years.
His singing to French Montana in a birthday video, they were both smeared with baby oil.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
It's a special birthday for both of us.
Yeah.
The irony is, there was a grand jury. We all had to go and speak at the grand jury. J-Lo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened, because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun in and she lied to the grand jury. It needs to be reopened.
Do all those things. When you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing.
Yeah, no, it's great. So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them.
The entire situation seems different now that we know the feds discovered more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil in Diddy's cot. It doesn't end there either. Jennifer Lopez was also mentioned. It was said that J-Lo was aware of the true narrative at the time of the club shooting involving Shine. Based on sources...
I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public. And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Who's the person that's #1 on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I can get on that list,
yes,
right?
Yes, without a doubt, you are.
Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I'm like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but...
Puffy invited me for weeks asking me to come and teach him wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. He's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay, so then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to...
Come on now, dog.
That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh.
Come on, man.
Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you punch them in the mouth, knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room.
I ran in to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross.
Diddy must answer for his actions. And J-Lo may finally face some repercussions if that turns out to be the case. This is where things start to really spin. Terrence and Katt, two whistleblowers, began mentioning white celebrities as well. Those who have been behaving eerily lately engage in all of those behaviors. When you sacrifice those things, but when you sacrifice your masculinity.
The new pope is 9-year-old Oscar nominee, Kavenshané Wallace.
You know, some of us make choices. I think it's not a biggest choice for others. I'm saying at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress wearing people before him. So now we have Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next. Okay. Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment.
I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have...
Tell us what you think of this crazy unraveling in the comments section below. We're observing everything that happens. And if you're all for unvarnished facts and daring opinions, click like and subscribe on the next video that appears.